Again, this is Dr. Meenakshi, and today I'm going to talk about the beautiful poem Virtue, which is written by George Herbert. So before getting the whole idea, let's start with the poem. Sweet day, so cool, so calm, so bright, the bridal of the earth and sky. The dew shall weep thy fall tonight, for thou must die. Sweet rose, whose hue angry and brave bids the rash gazer wipe his eye. Thy root is ever in his grave, and thou must die. Sweet spring, full of sweet days and roses, a box where sweets compacted lie. My music shows ye have your closes, and all must die. Only a sweet and virtuous soul, like seasoned timber, never gives, but though the whole world turn to coal, then chiefly lives. As such, from the lines, it has been clear that the poet is talking about something which is going to be decayed and something which is going to be stayed. So here, as the name depicts, virtue, we all know it stands for something which is having moral excellence, right? So virtue means moral excellence. Sweet day, so cool, so calm, so bright, the bridal of the earth and sky. Now here in the first two lines, the poet is talking about a very sweet day, a very pleasant day, which is very cool, which is very calm, and which is very bright. And it shows, it somehow gives a feel that the bridal of the earth and sky, that means the earth and sky, they are marrying on the same day. And that is why the day has been so beautiful, so pleasant, because the earth and the sky, their marriage is going to be commenced. The dew shall weep thy fall tonight, for thou must die. But besides the fact the day has been very beautiful, very pleasant, very pleasing, there is a sad portion. It is going to die, and the dew is representing the weep, the tear, which is feeling the melancholy, which is feeling the sadness as this beautiful day is coming to an end. This beautiful day is going to die, because nothing stays forever. After a day, there comes a night. After the night comes the day. So this is the cycle of nature which has to be followed and which is there. So after a very beautiful day, on the very pleasant day with the earth and the sky, it seems that earth and sky have married, or they have joined together to make this day very beautiful, very pleasant. But unfortunately, it is having a short span of stay, because it's going to be replaced by the night, and the dew is representing the tear, which is representing the sadness, which is feeling the sadness, and that is why, which is because of the dying day. Sweet rose, whose hue angry and brave bids the rash gazer wipe his eye. Now in the beginning, the poet talks about a very pleasant day. Now in the second stanza, the poet is talking about a sweet rose. So here he is focusing on rose. In the beginning, he talked about the day. The rose, which is having such a kind of a hue. Hue means it is the color. The rose is having such a color which somehow gives a feel of anger and bravery. That means it is crimson red. It is so dark. It shows the enthusiasm, the energy, the strength in itself. So that beautiful sweet rose, whose color is very vibrant, it is very much energetic, bids the rash gazer wipe his eye. That means its color is so powerful, its color is so effective, it's so dark that the gazer who gazes, or who puts a constant eye, rash gazer, who puts a constant eye on that flower, will definitely get a tear in his eye. Thy root is ever in its grave, and thou must die. The root of that beautiful flower, it is obviously there in the soil, and when the flower is going to die, it is also going to be in the soil. So somehow this line is symbolic. It represents thy root is ever in its grave. It is already having, right from the first day, it's having its roots rightly there in its grave. And thou must die. So in this stanza also, the poet is representing that although the rose is very vibrant, very colorful, it is having it is representing all the kind of energy and enthusiasm, but besides that fact, this beautiful enthusiastic flower, it is also going to die. That means this beautiful flower is also going to have a time where it is going to end. Then comes the spring, the another one in the another stanza. Sweet spring full of sweet days and roses, a box where sweets compacted lie. My music shows ye have your closes and all must die. Here the poet is talking about sweet spring, which comes after a season where everything, every flower, everything in the nature has lost its beauty. And in the spring season, we can see how that beauty is again regained. So everything, everywhere we put an eye, we see green, lush green forests are there, we see beautiful flowers, buds growing all over. So the nature at its best in terms of beauty during the spring. So at that time, during the sweet spring season, which is full of sweet days and roses, that means everywhere you'll see the beautiful flowers, lush green forests and grasslands everywhere growing and enhancing the beauty of the nature. A box where sweets compacted lie. It just represents just like a very beautiful box which is compacted, which is full of sweets. My music shows ye have your closes and all must die. And my music, this composition, it proves that that beautiful time is also going to fade away. That's also going to pass away very soon, because it is a universal truth. This is the reality of nature, that all must die. Everything has to come to an end. Nothing is permanent in this universe. Only a sweet and virtuous soul like seasoned timber never gives, but though the whole world turn to coal, then chiefly lives. Now in the last stanza, the poet's idea has been transformed thoroughly. In the first three, we have seen he has talked about such things and such phenomena which were very beautiful, very pleasant and very much attention capturing. But in this last stanza, he has given a contrary idea. Here he has talked about all the beauties, but still they are going to fade away, they are going to die away. But in the last stanza, he is talking about a sweet and a virtuous soul. Now in the beginning of the poem, I talked about the concept of virtuous, or the word virtue, which stands for moral excellence. Now here the poet is talking about a soul which is sweet and virtuous, that means which is morally very excellent, which is morally very uplifted. That kind of a soul is very sweet, and that kind of a soul is compared here by the poet like the seasoned timber, which never gives, but thou the whole world turn to coal. The seasoned timber, it is again a symbolic kind of a thing. We very well know that a seasoned timber cannot be burned. Even though surrounding area is covered with something which is burning, still this timber is not going to burn. So somehow this virtuous soul, sweet and virtuous soul, is compared with the seasoned timber, which is having a property that it doesn't catch fire, although it is kept in fire. All the surrounding timber or the wood is burning, but still this timber, seasoned timber, will not catch fire. So here the virtuous soul is compared with the seasoned timber, that the seasoned timber will never gives, but thou the whole world turn coal. That means the whole world or the whole surrounding of the timber, even though it is on fire, this timber is not going to burn. It symbolizes, even though the whole world is full of bad people, or our surrounding or our companions are not morally very excellent, although a virtuous soul will exist in between that situation. It will exist with all those people without having any kind of harm to its soul, to its virtuousness. So here the world turns coal means even though the world turns bad or the world is not morally good, still that virtuous soul, just like the seasoned timber, will exist, its existence will be there and then chiefly lives. So there is a reality in the last stanza that apart from all these facts, such beautiful things, and in the last line we have said that all must die except this virtuous soul. Nothing on this earth is going to stay forever, because nothing is having that kind of an energy, that kind of a power to stay, even though the surrounding is being captivated by any evil or worse thing. So in short, summarizing the whole thing, here very beautifully George Herbert had explained how the beautiful day, the beautiful rose, the beautiful spring, everything will come to an end, which is although very beautiful, very powerful, very much pleasant, but only the virtuous soul is going to stay forever. It is not going to die in any case, although if we keep it in between all the worst situations. So that's all the idea promoted by George Herbert in the form of this beautiful poem, Virtue. That's all. Hope it's clear. Thank you and have a nice day.